All right. Okay, guys, welcome to our call. What is today? Today is Tuesday, December 29th,
Yep.
and we only have a few more days left in the month, which is super exciting because we all got good news about 21 Day Fix being on sale again. And according to what we've heard in our Diamond page, this is going to be an ongoing thing. Like the promos are going to actually, because of when they put them out on January or any first of the month, they are taking, they literally take up that whole entire first day. So they said they're going to start like rolling the promos out like a day or two before the actual first of the month. And I'm assuming that's why we got that Diamond email so early, because we usually literally do not get it until like the 31st or the third, like literally the day before. So um, they are going to get better with that, with giving us the information, and they're going to be posting the promos probably like a day or two before, the actual first of the month, which is a good thing because, and in this case, I mean, we have it came out today. We have 2 to 3 more days to get those people who said, hey, I want to do it after the holidays, or, this is a prime example to just start following up with all those people that told you after the holidays. And I'm sure the majority of those people, obviously we know 21 Day Fix for everyone. So it's definitely just a good thing for everyone. So I could go all night, so I'm going to shush myself. And I am going to give you guys Miss Steph Lombardi tonight. She is going to talk about kind of thinking outside of that Beachbody box that we all think that you have to do it a certain way, or there's a certain way to do it. Steph is always good at like coming up with good content, but kind of putting Beachbody in there in a way where it's not like throwing it in people's face or like, hey, join my group or join my team. It's like she makes it into her own post and brings herself into it. So I wanted her to talk to you guys about that tonight. So here she is.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me. If I cut out, let me know. Jen, like text me. I'm in my office. Most times I'm good, but sometimes it gets staticky or whatever. So yeah, Jen asked me to talk about recruiting and thinking outside the box. And first of all, I'm gonna apologize if I'm a total scatterbrain. So if I'm like all over the place and I start talking about things that aren't really on that subject. And I'm also going to apologize that I have a sore throat. So if I like cough or stop to take a drink, I have hot chocolate and water. I'm not going to, I probably will still apologize every time, but I just want to put one big one out there if I don't apologize. So anyways, show of hands, how many of you have thought to yourself, there's so many Beachbody coaches out there, like how am I ever going to be successful with that many coaches? Right. Okay. So we've all thought it. And I guess tonight I'm going to tell you, how to do it, which is be different, be yourself unapologetically, and tell your story. And that's it. So one of the things that I learned just a couple months ago that has really benefited me and helped me, and you guys may have listened to this call. It was, I think it was called like Inviting School with Bonnie Engel and Raina Odell. I think Jen said that she shared it with you guys. If not, do it. But that call like changed the way that I looked at things. I think it was Bonnie who said like, treat your Facebook page like a sneak peek. Like she doesn't run sneak peek groups anymore. She just makes those kinds of posts that are usually in a sneak peek and like tells her story on her page and just kind of like puts little pieces out on her Facebook page newsfeed like all the time. And so when I heard that, like I started thinking about better ways that I could implement that. And that has honestly, like I always have that on the back of my mind when I'm making posts, is to just think of ways that like I can tell my story and just show people how this has fit into my life. And, because you don't want to be a Beachbody robot, but like there's that, like you have to find that balance. So I don't know, I guess like that's just what I think of when I'm making my posts. So I have like a ton of notes over here. So another thing that I tell my team and that I swear by is like, find people that you connect with, other coaches. Like, think about the people, your niche market, and follow other coaches that would fall into your niche market. Like if you were recruiting new coaches and like you look at, say, like a top 10 coach, or it doesn't have to be any coach, maybe it's me, maybe it's Jen, maybe it's Kristen Koltik, whoever it is that would be your typical niche market, follow those coaches and watch their posts, and look at what they're doing, and then just think about, like, when you're reading their posts, how can you make it better? Like, how can you turn that into your post and tell it through your eyes and like put your story into it, if that makes sense. A lot of times I see a lot of posts, and I'll screenshot them on my phone, and I have a folder in my albums in my phone for post ideas, inspiration. Like, so when I like can't think of anything, I go in there and I look, and I use that for my inspiration, like when I'm having bad days and I can't think of anything. But I do that a lot. Like a lot of my content that I make is bits and pieces from other people, and I just put it into my own. So, a lot of, like I said, like I just think, like, how can I make this post better to fit myself and like bring my followers in, and tell my story. And that is another big thing, is having a story. And I had a really hard time with that, and I really struggled with that for quite a while, was feeling like I didn't have a story. And I don't know how many of you on the call or even listening to the recording, feel like you don't have a story. So we follow all these coaches who have these stories and these great things that they've overcome: illness, sickness, eating disorders, whatever. And then, like, if you're somebody like me, I'm like, I'm just a normal girl who was uncomfortable in her own skin, wanted to lose weight. Like, I've had really great results. Like, I don't have this crazy story to tell anybody. And so I always thought that I was at a disadvantage because I didn't have that story to tell. When truth be told, like, yeah, those stories are really great. They're really motivating. But chances are the people that are following you aren't following those other people that have those stories. So they don't have that to compare to. So you really just need to embrace what you do have and figure out, what makes you you. Like, why did you join Beachbody? Like, what was it that you were like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and talk about that. So for me, it was, I wanted to lose my baby weight. There's a lot of women out there that want to lose their baby weight. I was uncomfortable in my own skin. I looked in the mirror, I cried. I tried on my clothes, I threw them on the floor. So when you read my posts, that's what you read. And, just like the people who talk about their illness or their eating disorder and things like that, they always put that into their post, but just be relatable to people, because there's more people who are just basic people who, don't have stories, or, like, they just want to relate to somebody. They want to know that, like, wow, like, this girl cried getting dressed every day and nothing fit her and she was miserable, and this is what she did to make it better, and I want to do it too. So, having a story, being relatable, knowing your niche market, those are all great, great things. And like, super important. And I feel like I'm all over the place. So when you're making those posts too, like, you want to be telling your story, and you want to keep your audience and the people who are reading your posts engaged. You want to breadcrumb your story, like, just give little bits and pieces here and there. You don't have to tell your whole story every single time. And just put it out there. Like, don't worry about what anybody thinks, like, they'll unfollow you. They will delete you. They will Oh, am I okay? My thing says my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys hear me? Should I move? Move?
Yeah, it's a little bit choppy, but
Should I can move.
yeah, it's a little choppy. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little in and out.
Okay, I'll
A
move.
little bit worse.
I'll move. I'll go in Kira's room.
Whatever works.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. We don't care.
All right, let me know if it's still bad.
No, you seem
So one of the things that I really, really, really stress to my team, and that has helped me tremendously, is being present in your posts. Anybody can post their Shakeology. Anybody can post their food. Anybody can post a picture of themselves working out. You have to talk about what your Shakeology is doing for you. Highlight, showcase, spotlight, whatever, like an ingredient in your Shakeology. Talk about how it gives you energy to get through your day, energy to get through your workout. When you're posting your food, talk about how easy it is to make, how, I'm really big on, because, I have to cook for a man-child. So my meals have to be like hidden healthy. So like that's something that like I always post about, is like how it's like a staple comfort food recipe, but I made it healthy. When you do your workout pictures, and I know that you guys know this because I got this from Jen, was there is like, I find a workout quote or a fitness quote and I put it on my picture, and then I talk about that quote in my post. So, like you want to give people content and you want to relate it all to you in your life and how it's manageable and it's easy and, anybody can do it. And, you might not be good at all those things. You might not, be the best cook. You might eat the same things every day, 7 days a week. Jen Stevens. But just, figure out what it is that you are good at and run with it. Like just go with it. And remember that like attracts like. So when you think about the things that you like, think about the things that brought you into the business and talk about that. Kind of back to like your niche market and your like ideal person, like just think about the things that like you like and that person likes, and that's what you want to post about and talk about. Another thing that I was thinking of is planning posts. So like I guess I'm trying to think of like how I think outside the box. Like I try to like plan my posts out and have like topics. Like I'll have like a morning, mid-morning, afternoon, and I like put things in there like spotlight a Shakeology ingredient, or my workout post, or talk about the one I've had on my plans for like a week is like talk about what Beachbody has done for me in the year 2015. And sure, I could write that post right now and post it to my newsfeed, but I just don't have the creative juices flowing for that post. So I haven't made it yet. So don't ever force something that you're not feeling, because it will come through in your post and they won't read it. They won't connect with it. Like, and I feel the same way about inviting, like when I'm talking to people about a challenge group and it's like, it's midnight, I want to go to bed, I don't feel like doing this. So it's like, I'm just going through the motions, sending the messages that I could write in my sleep, and it doesn't work out because I'm not in it. So, it is okay to like plan out your posts, but like, it's okay if you're not feeling it to not do it, and it is okay. Like, I have days where like, I don't post anything Beachbody related at all, and that's frowned upon. But if you're not in it, if your head's not in it, then does that make sense?
So one thing that, like, obviously we're our own worst critics, and I know Steph is the same way. But the reason prime example, I'm Steph's success partner. Like, we talk to each other all day, every day, literally. So she doesn't see what she does, but yesterday she came up with the post with the calculator and figuring out, and this is why I'm saying she thinks outside the box, because I would have never thought of it. And she, came up with what a normal customer pays for Shakeology over Steph did her months in business, which is 17 months. What a discount coach, if you were just doing it for the discount coach, what they would pay. So you're saving a little. But in her case, she only in 17 months paid $88 for Shakeology because she's a coach working the business. So the majority of the time in her 17 months, she's been paying for her Shakeology. So in 17 months, she only paid $88, and it's $100 a month. So and that's not something that you think about, but she thinks of ways of sharing that. And that post was a coaching opportunity post. Like, she invited people to join her team. So that's the kind of thing that I'm just saying, that she thinks in a different way, and she's not afraid to say, this is the post that I'm going to make. Like, it's different than probably what anybody else is going to do, but this is the post I'm going to make. That's where I'm like, and I steal her ideas all the time. And that's another thing that I asked Steph to talk to you guys about too, is just the importance of having that other person.
Yes. Like, just having somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. Jen probably in the same thing, like back and forth. Like, we probably read 90% of each other's posts before they pop up on our wall. And it's like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I know for me, it took me quite a while to find, and it's okay to have multiple success partners. And you just, for me, it was like, I was assigned somebody in coach camp. I was assigned somebody, like, you'll get assigned, if you ask, people will assign you, but it doesn't always work out, and that's okay. But just finding somebody that you're comfortable with, you don't have to go all like Facebook official, like, on Facebook with your success partner. But just somebody that you trust and value their opinion, and that you can, somebody that's going to tell you, like, I know if I send Jen a post and I'm like, what do you think about this? She's not afraid to tell me, like, no, I don't think that's going to work, or I think you should change this, or you should change that. Like, we're not afraid to tell each other what we think should improve or change or do differently or take out, or, like, she sent me one earlier, and I was like, honestly, when you send it, like, and when you send it in Messenger and it's like 3 paragraphs, it comes up and it's like, it looks like a novel. And I'm like, that looked so long, and it was, but when I was reading it, it kept my attention the whole time. So, like, there's a lot of people that, like, I'll read their posts and I get like a couple sentences in and I'm like, I'm over it. But like, it was a good post, and I read it to the end because it like held my attention. And I guess, like, that's just like what I'm trying to say is, like, when you're telling your story and like you are present and you are in your post, people stick with it and people read them, and they read your posts and they read your posts and they read your posts, and then finally, they reach out to you. One other thing that I will say was a huge help for me, which I didn't mean for it to be, but just sharing what you have going on in your life and sharing your struggles and sharing, like, Jen gets in trouble with Brad all the time because he says she shares too much on Facebook, maybe not so much anymore as he used to, but, so just figuring out what it is that will keep your audience captive. So, I mean, I'm just going to, for example, a couple months ago, I had my best friend died very unexpectedly, very just tragically. And so I was like sharing on my page about her and, post about her and talking about her and whatever. And another coach said to me, after I had made a couple Beachbody posts, and she was like, that post was genius, like, because I realized that, like, okay, I'm getting all of these likes because I'm talking about her and people are commenting, and I know that I'm showing up. And that's another thing that you have to be very, very aware of, is when you're making a post and you're getting a ton of engagement on it, you need to make sure your next post is like bomb. Because if you have 200 likes on a post, that's 200 people whose eyes are going to see your next post. So if you make a really good post and there's 200 likes on it, and your next post is a picture of your kid, just for example, like, that's 200 people that are going to see it. And not to say that it's a waste, because I share like 90 pictures of my kid a day, but if it was a Beachbody post, you would just have that many eyes on it. So just back to the example, like, I was posting about my friend, and I ended up getting a tattoo in her honor or remembrance, or whatever, and I had like, I don't know, like 250 some likes, I think, on it. And so my next post was about Beachbody and how I was able to go out and get a tattoo, and it didn't burden me financially. And I was just able to do it without even thinking twice. And it was an invite to a business opportunity call. And so a fellow coach reached out to me, and she was like, that was genius. And she was like, I have been hanging on to every single word that you have been posting these past couple days, because she's like, I just can't stop like reading your posts. So, I hate to say that like her passing like helped me, because wasn't my intention. It wasn't, it was just my outlet to like put things out, and I don't know, whatever. But like, if you are just like open about your life and what is going on, and sharing good and bad, and of course there's a line, that there's some things that you just don't share. But it is beneficial. And I know that it's really hard to open up on Facebook, especially when you're a newer coach, and there's things, like when I started, I was really careful about posting pictures of Kira, posting pictures of my daughter, because I was like, there's so many people on the internet. And then it was like I was sharing pictures, and they were friends only, because it's like I was just afraid of like who was going to see these pictures. And then eventually it's like I needed to just figure out, like, am I going to share her picture or am I not? Because like I have so many friends now, I can't keep track of all of it. And I know that it's super scary, but like the more you do it, like it gets easier and easier. But just being open about your life and anything that you have going on, it really helps you more than you realize. And I guess that's not really thinking outside the box. I think I'm just programmed to think outside the box, and I have a hard time like trying to put it into words.
Be your personality, but like with the whole thing with your friend, I mean, you and I have had the conversation even when it was all happening, that you messaged me and said, should I even be inviting people? And I'm just like, if anybody thinks that there's anything wrong with that, like you're going through a hard time, like Beachbody, I think, just like with anything, kind of got you through that. And you just shared that journey of Beachbody helping you through that, because that devastation probably would have been a lot worse for you if it wasn't for Beachbody, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, it was my like constant, like it was
your getaway kind of, instead of sitting and crying.
I'm at home every day. Yeah.
You had somewhere to go. Like, and I told you, I think when you did message me, like, yeah, absolutely. Like invite people and just say, I'm just trying to get away and get my mind off of this. So I just wanted to let you, know about my group or whatever, because this is, you took the time you needed, just like with anything. And so I think you handled that well. I really do. And I think just like with anything, just sharing the entire journey, no matter what it is. And like Steph said, you don't have to have this huge, crazy story, because I was like Steph, I struggled with a long time, because I'm just like, I just wanted to work out and lose a little bit of weight. But eventually you evolve into this person that Beachbody just brings out. And that's like, Beachbody has nothing to do with things that happened to me in the past, like when I was in college or whatever with my ex, but like it has brought that, all those bad feelings back, or, you know, when I felt like not myself, and then Beachbody just brought me back to the person that I was before all of that. So you just kind of, like Steph said, breadcrumb the story and just share it. And again, like I said, the whole, you know, Steph says was about success partners or whatever, like it's so beneficial to your business. Like I know we did the, what was it, the fall classic or whatever, and we just had us three, me, Steph, and Katie, and we still have we got the tier 2 prize, and we held each other accountable, and we still have our little conversation going, and we changed it to like a different name or whatever, but and we literally talk to each other every single day, and it is so beneficial because we all read each other's posts. And believe me, I've been hooked up with a few success partners that I don't talk to anymore, just because I feel like as your business grows, you grow, and maybe you're growing and they're not growing, or, you know, or you get a Debbie Downer. I mean, obviously, and don't ever feel guilty. And I heard this on a team call one time. Don't feel guilty about telling someone, you know, I'm sorry, but I have to move on from this, because you're running a business. I had a girl that Nikki had hooked us up with when we first started. She was always like not pulling me down, but every time I would talk to her, it was like a negative thing about the business. I'm not doing this, or I'm going to do this. Hold me accountable for this goal. And then she wouldn't do it. And it was just, so at one point I actually just said to her, I was like, you know what, we are friends, but I'm going to move on from this, because like I'm taking my business forward and I don't want to stay back here. And don't ever feel like ashamed to do that, because it's your right. But there was something that I wanted. Oh, Steph, I want you to tell them how before you got to Diamond, where you were in your business before you got to Diamond. Like Steph's business was literally like she rebuilt her team in a matter of what, like 6 weeks, or like literally.
Yeah, I don't know how many weeks it was, but my weak leg had one active coach. Like I was one active coach, one coach away from losing Emerald, probably a month to a month and a half before I hit Diamond. Like I could not keep coaches on my weak leg to save my life. I still struggle with it, honestly. But just being consistent, because this business, like anything else, is a freaking roller coaster. And you know what? Something that I actually wanted to say that I was thinking about just a little bit ago when I was driving. And it's something that Nikki Mitten said on one of her calls. It was when I was like new to the business. She said if she would have given up on her business and quit all the times that she thought about quitting, none of us would be sitting here right now. And it is so true. And I think about that all the time. I think if Lindsay Matway would have quit her business, none of us would, I mean, maybe we would be, but probably not on this call together. Not all of us sitting here on this call together. If Lindsay would have quit, there wouldn't be Katie, there wouldn't be Nikki, you know, our whole, whatever I know that we all from Nikki kind of break apart, but you know, if those people would have given up, we wouldn't be here. And I think about that a lot. So like when I'm having a bad day and when my whole business is falling apart and I'm like, I'm never going to make this happen, I just keep showing up. I keep putting a smile on my face, because I know that you have to take the good with the bad. You know, when you're in that, there's peaks and valleys. And when you're in that valley, you know, you just have to keep thinking like 6 weeks ago, however long ago, like everything was great and I'm going to get back there. And you just have to keep going and keep putting your story out there. And honestly, I have such a love-hate with this saying, fake it till you make it. It's true. You know, you don't want to a certain extent, I guess, you know, you just have to keep putting a smile on and saying how great things are, even when you're struggling, because when they are great, they're really great. And one other thing that I wanted to say in relation to success partners is, you know, be active on your team page and any team pages that you're in, and get yourself out there. And so that people recognize your name, because the more active you are on your team pages and interacting with people and conversing with people on team pages, the more friendships you make, you add new friends that you maybe wouldn't be friends with. And those are just more people for you to reach out to and, find yourself comfortable with asking for their opinion or, whatever else. And I do think that has helped me immensely from day one. I was always very active on any of the team pages. And there's so many people right now that if I needed something, I could reach out to just from forming those relationships. Like that's really, really crucial to your business. Not what you asked me to talk about.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine and it's so true because like Steph says, even in those days, like there's so many ups and downs in this business, and you might see a day where like we're all sunshine and roses post and we're all excited, but believe me, there's messages going back and forth and we're probably complaining or being like, oh my God, like, but that's why the success partner is so nice, because it's like your Beachbody friend. And the craziest thing is I did not even know Stephanie before this. Like, no clue who she was. We really never lived that far from each other. Like, I had no clue who she was. And non-Beachbody related, she comes to my house. We hang out, like, and it's not Beachbody benefit, like events or anything, but it's just she and I have formed that bond where we're friends. Like and you'll find that person because you're going to find somebody who's going to be your Beachbody like success partner, somebody that you're probably going to relate to in real life anyways. So it's nice because instead of it coming across in a post about how on your nerves Beachbody is, but you still have to be active in your business. So we may have just like made a great post about Beachbody, but then we're complaining in the background just because we just need to vent to someone. And believe me, venting to someone is much better than you being like, I hate this business, or venting to your husband, because when I vent to Brad about it, he was like, I was doing that. And it's kind of like that relationship that you have with us girls. We do this. I know that I used to do this with my mom a lot when I was young, but say you have a boyfriend, he treats you bad one day, or you have a fight. My mom's like my best friend, so I would vent to my mom. And then the next day I would be like happy-go-lucky with my boyfriend again. And my mom would be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So it's just like you have that person that's not like same with Brad. Like when I used to vent to him, he would be like, you just told me that you hated this yesterday and now you love it again. So you need that person that kind of understands the business and what you're doing. And they don't think you're a crazy person when you're talking about Beachbody, or you want somebody that understands this and is kind of, like I said, on the same level as you. And it was crazy because I remember messages when Steph was like, my team is falling apart. Literally, my team is falling apart. I don't know what to do with myself. And lo and behold, all we did was message each other back and forth every day, talked, complained to each other, got it out of our systems. And then I don't even know what happened with Steph, but literally it was like a fire was lit somehow. And she just came out of the guns like no tomorrow. Content was great. Posts were great. And like she said, she shared a lot of her personal life. And when it came to, she has even told me, and she said that she feels guilty about it sometimes, about sharing so much about her friend's passing. But what, Steph, that month you brought in like 5 or 6 coaches, new coaches.
Yeah, that was the same month. I hit Diamond. It was like 3 weeks after she passed. And it was, I don't really know what happened. I don't know if it was just that many people that were seeing my posts that it created a domino effect. But I know that when I was adding coaches and I was announcing them on my personal page, I had a lot of people reach out to me that haven't even signed up yet, or, people that were like, okay, like, so many people wanted to know what was going on and what it was all about. So, just putting it out.
I think you became more you, because that was a very subject, and you were showing all of you during that whole entire time.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say about having a success partner, when you were saying about complaining to each other, when your hammer and chisel has been delayed twice and shows up to your house twice, and you have your challengers who are like, I didn't get my stuff yet. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's just because the warehouse is changing and, it's a really busy time of year. And I'm over here like, I'm going to punch somebody in the face if my stuff doesn't show up right.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, and we always say, like, you kind of have to draw a line too, because I know we're bringing in friends and family on our teams, but you still have to draw that line with someone. Like, you cannot, like Steph did never go on her team page and say anything negative about what was going on. She was talking to us, her success partners, and saying, you know, what is going on? Like, it's just, she never took it down. She either, you know, went to us, or she probably complained to her upline or whatever, because we don't want, like, I would never go into a challenge group and be like, what in the hell is going on with this shipping, or, you know, what. So we would do that within us, because we obviously, just like, I mean, for whatever reason, maybe because we're in this, I don't know, but like Walmart, they don't freaking walk out onto the floor and say, oh my God, we just messed up all these orders, or, you know, whatever. But for whatever reason, when it comes to Beachbody stuff, I think because people are so tough on us about it, we get very touchy about it. And we are afraid to, like, talk about certain things or whatever. So success partners are huge in that aspect, because I will say Steph, I have other girls, they have gotten me through so much when it comes to Beachbody and life and, you know, just things in general. You know, my dad being sick, things that I don't talk about with other people, I talk about with my friends, and they've become my friends. And I don't just tell you guys these things because I want you to just make more friends or whatever. It's very beneficial to your business. And I have actually had somebody tell me from the outside looking in, that somebody that I'm success partners with, they said, I think you being, you know, taking her under your wing and helping her has helped her business. I have seen her blossom since she's been, you know, with you. And it's just all we are as friends. I talk to her daily. I mean, it has nothing, you know, she asked me, just like Steph says, we bounce ideas off of each other. And it's beneficial to my business, because we don't feel like we're going to somebody else's page and be like, I'm going to steal your idea. Like, we give each other ideas. Today I shared a follow-up invite with Stephanie and Katie. And I was like, I've been using this the past 2 days, and it seems to be, you know, intriguing them and, you know, getting them to respond. So you have that other person that, because I remember, guys, I would talk to Brad about this, and he would look at me like I had 10 heads. He would be like, what are you even talking about? Like, he didn't care because he didn't understand it. So if you are at that point, that's when you need to find someone to talk to, because they understand you and they're going to be like, you're not crazy.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you get a success partner? I mean, I know at one time you tried to hook me up with somebody, and that absolutely did not work out. And I can't even tell you why. I can't even tell you what the person's name was. And I don't mean that negatively, but how do you get a success partner? Because obviously, like, that's what I keep hearing you guys saying, that's kind of, it's key to having success in the business, and somebody that you can, you know, kind of throw ideas and talk to and have that relationship with us. So how do I get one?
I don't even know how Steph and I even stumbled upon it.
I
want a success partner.
I will say, find somebody on your team page or any team page that you're on that you feel like you connect with. And my kid's outside, they're crying, sorry. And just add them as a friend, and just start, you know, building a little relationship with them. Start commenting on their stuff. And I mean, I guess it just kind of evolves from there. Like, probably the people that you're going to be most successful with as a success partner isn't somebody that's going to be assigned to you, isn't somebody that, you know, you're even going to, like, have the conversation with, like, do you want to be my success partner? It's like just somebody that you just start talking to and just form a natural relationship with, and you know, just
becomes crazy face.
And then just kind of take it from there. And somebody that you just, like, value their opinion, you know, somebody that seems to be going in the same direction as you, wanting the same things as you.
Yeah. Is it somebody who's the same rank as me, or is it somebody that's a higher rank than me, or is it
I would say somebody that's
kind of like on the same level.
Close to your rank. Yeah. I mean, I would say like when Jen and I started talking, like she was diamond and I wasn't, but I was pushing for diamond.
You want someone that's going to have similar goals. I mean, not someone that's going to just say, and like hold each other accountable. Like Steph, right before she got on this call, said to me in a private message, she said, hey, can you make sure that I post my workout picture? Like, because she has hi, Kira. She has her to worry about and she has things going on. Like, honestly, things slip your mind. But Hope, I noticed that, and this is just my observation, but Erica, who is on our team, you and her seem to like, talk well, you guys. And she honestly, because I know what you're pushing for, and because I talked to you guys on a one-on-one level, and she may be on this call. I don't even know who she is because she said she was going to call in. So, but you guys, I think, in my opinion, would work very well together because your personalities are similar, and in the business aspect of it, you want the same thing. That might be Erica.
Is that you, Erica?
Are you on here?
Yeah, I just texted you that I need a success partner.
Okay. Well, see, there we go. Match made in heaven on here. Yeah, I think honestly that is like a thing just because, and it's not even anything that I've been looking for, but because I make it a point, and I'm sure Steph, Dana, anybody who's, like has a growing team, you guys I know for myself, I go to my coaches' pages at least, or if not all of my coaches in one day, I try to go to all of my coaches' pages in the week. And I try to like and comment and, so I'm seeing what you guys are posting, and I can see that you guys are liking and commenting on each other's, and you're being that person that the others need. Like, and honestly, like, I will text Steph and I'll be like, nobody freaking liked my post. Can you please go and like it and comment on it? And then she does. And instantly there's like 10 people that like it and like this people are noticing it. But so I think that is, you're both looking for someone. I honestly think that would be a good fit. And you guys right now, I will tell you right now, one is on my right leg and one's on my left leg. So even though you're on the same team, you're not benefiting from each other. So I know Nikki has always told me, don't become success partners. Like, I would never become success partners with any one of you guys because first of all, I'm your leader and I'm your mentor. Like, it's not going to, I don't want to push goals on you or get you to feel like Jen's only asking me to do this because it's going to benefit her. Like, I don't ever want you to feel that way. So I would never become a success partner with anybody on my team. So like Steph, I could tell her crap, like, that post sucks, Steph, don't post it, and she's going to know that it's coming from a good place and I'm being honest with her because it's not benefiting me at all if Steph makes a good post or if she doesn't make a good post. Like, I'm being 100% honest with her as her friend. So that's kind of where you have to, and you have to really watch, like, like I said, bringing people on that are friends and family, and because we do that in this business. And I would never suggest that you go down to like your downline coaches and complain to them and say you just have to really watch and be, especially when you're to the point where you're growing your business, you don't want to complain to them because, as with any business, my husband owns his own grass cutting business, and some of his customers are crazy. Like, one of his customers messaged him at 1:00 in the morning one time. He would never go to her or go to one of his other customers and say, oh my God, so-and-so, she's a crazy person, because you never know who knows somebody. You never know who it's going to get back to. And it looks unprofessional. In my opinion, if you're complaining to customers, if you're complaining in challenge groups, if you're complaining on your team page, if you have something to complain about, talk to me, talk to your upline, talk to one of your success partners. Don't ever complain to your downline coaches or your challengers because it looks unprofessional. It makes it like you're not committed. And I'm not saying that we have to be happy-go-lucky all the time, because there's times when it's, rough, but you just can't be that negative. People don't want, there's enough negativity in the world. So, but yeah, I think that would be a good fit. It's just my observation, not anything other than that. Steph, do you have anything else?
I have, I probably have some girls too, if anybody else wants a success partner. or is looking. I know of one offhand, maybe 1.5.
Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely.
No, I guess 2.
Yeah. Dana, do you have somebody?
I kind of sort of did, but no, not really.
Okay.
The thing I think is hard though too about like assigning people is that you feel like pressure, like to connect with this person, like, and when it just happens naturally, like, and it will.
Yeah, because you're touchy about it at first. Because I mean, honestly, you can tell from people's posts. I mean, I can tell from Steph's post. Like Steph's bright red hair, she's tatted up. Like if I said the F word to Steph, she's not going to get offended. And so, like, I have been hooked up with other success partners. Like I'm usually not offended by anybody, but like when somebody just flies off the handle and they're just like straight out of Compton, I'm just like, yeah, it's just not gonna work for me. But like I'm usually not offended by things. I'm not, but I was just like, we're good. That's just, because I can be that person, but I also like know where to draw my line. Even before Beachbody, like I don't go on Facebook and like MF people and like just not my thing to like put. And this person was like a constant, and I'm like, no wonder your business isn't going anywhere, because you don't want to be putting that out there to people on Facebook. Like we're supposed to be like a positive light in people's lives. Like, and you're telling people you're gonna like kill someone at the grocery store or something. Like, so yeah, you eventually.
My time hop.
Huh?
If you look at my time hop.
Yeah, I mean,
mine look like that.
You will find that person that like clicks with you. And even there's some people now, I talk to them, but like there's a girl that I went to high school, with her husband or whatever. And I was just like, oh, we talked, and it was just like, it wasn't a good fit. And for me, it's just not where I'm at, where she's at. So we talked a couple times and we moved on, and I haven't talked to her since, and that's okay. But I always try to put feelers out there because, you never know. And even if it's somebody that's a higher ranking than you, that's okay, because you could learn from them, and that's just, it's not, I mean, Rocco, he needs a success partner over here. He needs to get out of his little dreamland over here. But
I have
Oh, there's 2 little ones. Oh, there's a dog. So yeah, that was, I mean, I hope you guys got something out of that, which I'm sure you did, because like you said, Steph really just, she doesn't see it. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because we are our own worst critics sometimes. And she doesn't see that.
I just have a hard time putting it into words.
No, you don't. You're good
like
at it. You don't think
I feel like my brain is just wired that I told Jen I was going to tell you guys to just get in the shower and don't get out until you have a good post idea. Because that's where all my post ideas usually come from. I get in the shower and I'm like, God, I wish I could write things down in here.
There have been times where I have stopped in my car on the highway and like pulled over in a gas station or whatever, so I could like make notes, or because it's either in the shower or it's, sitting in my car that I have the most things just going through my head. So yeah, I mean, you don't think, and I always tell you guys all the time that there's never any wrong or right way to do this. You just have to be yourself. And I think that's why it's easy for Steph. And like I said, when she found herself in this business and realized what that story was, and that didn't have to be this crazy big thing, she related to so many more people. And the people that she has on her team are people that she relates to and that are, in this. Do you hear this? He is snoring. But it's people that she relates to and that people she connects with, and they connected with her on that level because of her post. And it's just, like I said, we don't ever get ideas from people. We don't ever use anybody else's ideas that were their ideas initially, because it's not going to be your idea, and you're not going to attract the people that you want to attract. So it is really just thinking outside of, because we are that Beachbody, there's so many coaches out there, and we all have that Beachbody box that is the Beachbody mold. And people who make fun of us, they know what we do. Well, these fitness freaks and this and that. So you want to think outside that box and think of, how can I share with people what being a customer versus being a coach is going to do? Like Steph's post with, you're going to pay this much of Shakeology in 17 months, and you're going to pay $88 if you want to work a business.
Stuck on that.
Because it was really good. It was, in my opinion. But like you made in your post that you signed up for a discount. And here you are in 17 months, you only paid, where versus 2,500, you only paid 88. That to me is amazing. And some people don't think of it that way because they instantly think how expensive it is. Just like we always did. So to me, it's just, that's a very good, and you've done other posts that just are really, thinking outside of the box, that aren't the normal Beachbody posts, but you make a spin on it where it does bring Beachbody into it.
Yeah, I am really big on battling objections on my public timeline, because it's like, I might as well just get it out of the way before I even have a conversation with some people. So, like I have one that I share every now and then, like, why is Shakeology so expensive? And Hope, I know we talked about this. Why is Shakeology so expensive? People who say they don't have enough time, like, just think about the things that you hear all the time. And like, I just put it right out on Facebook. Like, why is Shakeology expensive? Because it's worth it. It's awesome. I say more than that, but and like, just be you.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can share a quote that's, a workout's only 2% of your day, but like, add more to it, like add your spin. Like,
yeah, like we talked about with the workout post, always add some type of, there's days where it's okay to totally say, I got my hammer and chisel done, dunzo, whatever. But there's days where like, you need to make a like quote in there and say, like Autumn, she's always saying quotes in her workouts, jiggle now, or so you don't jiggle later. So little things like that you can say, I heard this in my workout and this related to me, because if you were thinking it, there's probably somebody else that's thinking it too. So, and you don't want to be that coach, like I said, thinking out of the box. Like there's so many Beachbody coaches that just post workout pictures and post videos and, motivate them and help them. Like tonight, my post wasn't all that great, but I did my workout because I wanted to have a glass of wine. I did not want to work out today. And that was even,
post won't be great, but
yeah, I mean, it's not anything great, but it's to show people that I'm as real as it can get, and I'm just like them. And I didn't want to work out today. I texted Alicia and said, let's not work out and have a glass of wine instead. And she said, let's work out and then we can have a glass of wine after. So that's what we did.
I ate Arby's for dinner.
So, I mean, you just have to really come in your own kind of, and just, we can say till we're blue in the face, but just be yourself and don't let this business, get in the way, because it can totally get in the way sometimes. And put the blinders on for the next few days and put your head down and just follow up. We've been doing one-on-one calls, and the ones that people I've talked to, put your head down in your book, figure out who you need to follow up with. And even now more than ever, because of 21-day fix, and do not give up on yourselves, because I will tell you this right now, and I don't know if Steph had the same thing. I was at a bar last year watching Brad's little cousin play band, which I'm probably going to be at the same bar this year doing the same thing. And I sold a challenge pack. I was on my phone at that bar selling a challenge pack at like 10 o'clock at night, because somebody wanted it, and I was probably at Success Club, but I have said this over and over again. I don't reach my Success Club goal and stop. I keep pushing for more, because to me, it's just more people that I'm going to help. And so, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's nice to reach a goal. I always set 5 and 10 or 10 plus for myself, but I usually go above and beyond that, because to me, it's worth it. And I see the results from it over 19 months. So don't give up, because there's only 2 days left in the month, or 3 days. Do not give up. because it's 100% possible. I seen Steph 1 month go from 0 to 8 in 2 days.
July.
Yeah.
That was July. 2. I was at 2 from like the first of the month until the last day of the month.
Yeah. So
Horrible.
it's really possible. I've seen coaches have negative 250 volume and the next week have 600 volume. So because they didn't give up on themselves. So believe us when we say that is 1000% possible, and Success Club can be yours by December 31st at midnight. Believe me, I can.
And you know what, Jen, did you share that video today about Premier and Elite?
I did.
And I don't know if you guys watched that video, but like it said in the video, on January 1st, we all start at the same spot. It's all level on January 1st, and anybody can hit that top coach mark at the end of the year. So, come into it guns blazing, ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start now. Yesterday.
Absolutely. Dana, you are just one coach away from Premier, actually.
For Premier?
One diamond coach away from Premier. Premier is a 2-star diamond, and then you have to have so many elite points or whatever. But once you get to diamond is when you start getting those elite points and, whatever. Steph probably.
135.
Yeah, Steph is probably just wrapping her head around all that stuff now. But it does become a game changer when you get to diamond. It really does. And it totally raises the stakes, and it makes you want to push for bigger goals. It really does.
I hope to be star diamond for this Thursday, but I'm just working really hard so that I can hold star diamond.
Yeah, you will. Like I told you yesterday, do not give up hope, especially with what happened with this 21-day fix sale. That's your thing. Like, that's your program.
Yeah.
So, and you can easily get people with that. So it was a really big bonus for Beachbody to do that for us these last 2 days.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions, I don't want to look at Leah's in the background, Kira's in the background. We have 2 active ones over here, and this one, he just doesn't do much of anything.
Ever doesn't go to bed until we go to bed. She napped from like 5 to 8:30.
Oh God, you're gonna be up for a while.
Pulling every book off the shelf.
What does she have rain boots on?
Oh, of course. I don't even notice that they're on anymore. She always has rain boots on.
Oh, Kira. Look at her.
I'm sending them to your house.
She's always welcome. Rocco loves her. But yeah, have anybody else? You guys hope you good? Do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Well, then I appreciate you girls getting on. Thank you so much, Steph, for talking to us, chatting with us. And Steph is just like me. If you guys need anything, have any questions, honestly, feel free to reach out to her. She's very helpful.
I'm always around.
Yeah.
Beachbody's my life and my full-time job now, so.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
So, yeah, she's there. And Erica, you guys definitely, I'm going to actually call Erica after we're done here. But hook up with you guys and chat and, talk about things, because I think that would be a good, I didn't set it up, but I just, from my observation, I think that it would be a good fit. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we're recorded. I will share it. And if you guys need anything, let me know. And I will see most of you guys this weekend.
Alrighty.
Yay.
See ya.
Have a good New Year, guys. Thank you.
You know.